right? That's a difficult trade to take. You know, if you're trading one E-mini, you're risking almost $2,000, and it moved that in 5 minutes.
Order filled.
Volatility is insane. All right, very, very difficult. But does he pay us 2-1? Yes. Does it pay 3-1? No. Almost, but no cigar. Right? But if you're a 2-1 trader, you're looking for it, you got it. You know, what about instead of taking this with one E-mini, risking $2,000, right? Why not trade with one micro and risk $100, you know, or something like that? Actually, no, it would have been $200 worth of risk, right? Yeah, 100 points times $2. It's still a big risk. $200 risk on a one lot, but it paid 2 times.
Order filled.
All right, let's see where the initial balance area ended up being. So here's the initial balance right here. Here's the IB low, IB high. We have range extension, failure back into range, failure back below, failure above, failure, right? So this is how the range bound trader and the trend trader get chopped up in a day. Okay. If they're not like taking quick profits, right? So we extend the range, they're getting short. Okay. I mean, even though it moved 80 points. I mean, if you're not happy with 80 points, you know, maybe there's a little bit of greed going on. But this broke out, moved 80 points, came back, rotated back into the range, 380, went up 100 points, right? So if you're buying that, you know, but if you're looking for something bigger and you bought it here and you couldn't take your money off the table, you got either broke even or you got stopped out, right? If this guy got short and you didn't take your profit here, you got stopped out or break even. Again, range bound trader buys it back in here on this. So downside failure, they're looking to extend the range of the trend trader, get a little bit of money, pulls back, stopped out. Range bound guy buys it right here back in range, stopped out. Okay, try it again, buy it, stopped out. Try to get range extension, stopped out, right? So you can just see how both sides had opportunities to make some money, but it was short-lived, right? You follow that? Short-lived opportunities. Even though I'll take 80 points in the NASDAQ, right? It's not bad. But if you got greedy eyes and you're like, all right, it's going down to zero and it rotated all the way back to your entry. Okay. But this was a very, very choppy day, both on the range extension along with the fading of the ranges. Very, very choppy. Kind of like what happened to me in the ES, right? It was just choppy. It just wasn't doing what it does. It was just going up 5 points, down 5 points, up 5 points, down 5 points. And you can see it here, just barcoding. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? It's like a yo-yo. Who in the room tries to get range extension? Anybody? Anybody in here go for range extension plays? And who in here is a range bound trader? Jen says IB extensions. Jeff does both. We still in 11 a.m. 1 hour inside bar. On the 1 hour. 11 o'clock. Well, the 11 o'clock bar, it extended the range a little bit, right? And then the next bar came right back. And then it went down and came back, right? And it didn't go anywhere at that point. Oh, the body of the candle is still inside? Yeah. But all in all, that's where we ended up with the the Nasdaq. So it kind of a B-shaped profile. Could have been long liquidation. Okay, we had all these longs came in, and a lot of people got long up here, and they got burnt. Okay, once this market rotated back below this line, all these longs got caught. Right? Think about it. Anybody ever play the game Mousetrap? You know, roasted, right? Yeah, exactly. So everybody that was buying in Asia last night, London, they're buying, and now we're heading into the US. It started to peel off. So all these longs in this box, okay? What happens when you're long? What happens?
Order filled.
When you're long and you need to get out, what happens? What do you do? How do you get out of a market if you're long? Right, you gotta sell, right? Sell, baby, sell, right? Sell more, sell more, sell more, right? And then the more they're starting to lose on these longs, then the panic sets in, right? And then you get the flushacito. Let me get out, out, right? I got no money left in my account, out, right? And then you get this massive sell off, and then you bounce at the bottom. So tomorrow morning, we're going to check our open interest, okay? If we
Order
lost open
filled.
interest today, if we lost open interest on increasing volume, then we have a long liquidation day. And I'm thinking that's what we had, right? Because had all these longs here that got in, all these longs up here that got in, and they brought the market right back where settlement from yesterday. Okay. And the market just chopped inside of value for the rest of the day today. All right. We had a value area play. We went from value high to value low. Right here. Let's see. Okay.
Order
So
filled.
we get back into value. We rotate through value. Gets down even past that. Takes out the low. Spike base. All right. Pops up. And we're just trading in this range. We've ranged into the day. So I'm curious to see how the open interest looks tomorrow morning. You don't get that information until the next day, right? So we won't know till tomorrow. All right, let's go to the next market. Any questions so far on that?
Order filled.
Any Dow traders, or should I skip the Dow? Let's go to gold. So gold is in rollover. All right, I'll do the Dow in a minute. So gold is in rollover. All right, so everybody should be trading the August contract. Okay, everybody should be on the GCQ, should be the contract you're trading. Okay. All the volume is in the August contract. All these settlement prices are going to be wrong now. I'm gonna have to get rid of all these because they're not right. Actually, let me just clean the whole chart up. All right. All right. What do we have here in gold? What does this look like? Anybody see something? What do you see? See anything? This is a 30-minute chart here. Head and shoulders, bull flags, right? We see all kinds of stuff. See all kinds of stuff. We have a little this going on, right? We had a little move, but then it came back up. So that didn't work out yet. They tried it. They tried to push it, right? They got the nice flush, but they didn't get the full move. They got partial move, but not the full move. Okay, the full move would have brought us down here to 32.36. Okay, but there was a very short one here, right? So look, let's look at this this is on a 30-minute chart, right? So look at this here. All right. So this is shorter time frame, right? I'm not that far out in the chart. And then we get the little push down here, right? Now let's take a look. High to neckline. Oops. All right, there you go. All right, measure move. Small little head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, breakdown. All right, measure move. Still not a bad move. 51s down to 09s, right? 10s, 11s, from 50s, right? Still 400 ticks. That's a big move in gold. I remember when gold had a $6 move, it was a huge move. When I started trading gold, it was $2.80 an ounce. Now we move $100 in one day sometimes. All right, here's another one, right? All right, we have these patterns everywhere. They're all over the place. Well, head and shoulders, right? Measured move. Right here is the measured move. It got it, and then it went a little past it and then turned around. You know, so it got the measured move. So there's patterns all over the place.
Order filled.
You know, what's that one? Hold on. All right, we got a little bit of a rollover here, right? Kind of a reversal type pattern. We broke structure. We were moving up from May 15th all the way through May 26th. We were on this bullish path and we broke structure. And now maybe we're heading down. I don't know. You know,
Order filled.
maybe we're heading down, but we're gonna have to keep our eye on this. Okay. This is gold right now. This is a smaller time frame. You know, push, 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 push. We're breaking structure here. You know, is it going to roll over or is it going to continue up? Okay, here's a 5-minute. So we pushed down, we came up, we took out this high, and then we started to build little bull flags, right, on the reversal going up. Little bull flag, little bull flag, a little flag here, a little flag there, right? Little tiny bull flags. You know, if you took this one, you got stopped out, right? This one finally rolled over. You know, are we going to end up in a channel here? I don't know. Possible, right? See what happens if we hit this level here, you know? All right, let's look at this on a day time frame. All right, let me get rid of some of these lines. But there's a lot of ways to chop up the market. All right, a lot of ways. Try to get
Order
an idea of
filled.
what might be going on. We don't know, right? Anything can happen. But if you trade around a situation, it strengthens your odds a little bit, right? It strengthens your probabilities, and that's what we need. We need a little bit of an edge. There's no guarantee to what we're doing, right? The only thing we can, control is what? What's the only thing that we can control? And sometimes we can't even do that. But what is the thing we can control the most in futures trading? Right, the risk, right? How much we're willing to risk per trade. Now, if you're slippage, you're not going to get it filled at your price, and you can control it sometimes. But, the risk is something that we can say, okay, I'm willing to risk $200 on this trade, right? But for me personally, if I don't feel I can get at least 2 times what I'm risking, I don't take the trade. All right, so let's get that all straight. When I evaluate an entry, I need to see that the market has a potential to get to an area where I can profit at least 2 times my risk. Okay. I don't know if it's going to get there, but I could see a level, be like, okay, I think there's a clear path. There's not much, getting in my way to get to this level so I can take the trade. Right. So let's just see here now. Right. So let's take a look at this. So we have 1, 2. All right. All right. So just for an example, right? So I'm thinking, let's just say I'm thinking to take a short. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look at a potential trade, right? And I'm like, all right, well, if I take this short here and I need to risk this much, right? Let's just say I need to risk that much on this trade. Do I think I can get 2 times my risk, right? So that would be here. So I'll look at it and be like, all right, well, if I take a short here and I'm risking this high, do I feel like the market has the potential to at least get here? So then I'm looking, I'm like, all right, well, I might have a little bit of a trouble getting through these buyers that pop the market up here. But if I can get there and I can push, I think like I can probably get somewhere down here, right? Before I have an issue, right? So is it worth getting this trade? Eh,
Order filled.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. I have no clue what's going to happen. It could flop, it might not, right? Nobody knows. We don't know jack. All we know is what we can risk and what All right, so that's that. We're going to try here for 2 to 1. And we'll leave it right there. All right. We'll play around a little bit. All right. All right. So any questions on this? I'm gonna go to the next market. Oh, and I got stopped on that trade the other day. What was it? Wednesday? We were in here? Tuesday? I forget what day it was. I got stopped on it. I might get stopped on this one too. But we have this channel here, so I would like to see us stay
Order filled.
below that, right? That's my only saving grace is right there. I probably should have waited and got short here. It would have been better trade location, but it is what it is. All right, let's go to crude oil. I should have set my entry here. I FOMO'd it, right? But that should be the entry there. We're here. All right, let's go to crude oil and we'll let that cook. Hopefully we don't get cooked in the process. Crude oil. All right, crude oil. Wednesday when I was on with
Order
Hogue, we
filled.
talked about 62.10. And if we could break above it, we're going to get up here to this zone of 63s, right? So we drew the zone. It's still on here from that day. We poked above 62.10 at a run. We came back to settlement. And then after we cleared settlement, we went right up there to that $63 level. Okay. And sold off pretty hard. We came back through this area. And now this is the low, the value area. Not the value area, but the support zone, right? Down in here. So we're almost down there. So this is our range right now. You know, we said we're in this range. This is what we're looking at. Okay, you can see it. I'll extend it out. Extend this way. All right, this is our range. So crude oil is in a range. All right, $63 to $60. We're in a $3 range for the last 2 weeks. Okay, let's see how we open today. So crude oil opens at 8 a.m. Central, so 9 a.m. my time. Open range trade, the dead ass high, right? Open range high, open range low. All right, didn't really move much though, crude today. 9 o'clock, let's see. Oh, this is a 30-minute, my bad. Hold on. My bad. All right, so yeah, 5-minute open range, still the dead ass high. Oh, we're gonna get stopped out on that gold. I forgot we're in rollover. Shouldn't even be trading gold right now. All right, open range high, open range low. Beautiful opportunity today in crude. I think was Hogue short the open range today. I don't remember. But this gave us over 2-to-1, right? So that's what we're gunning for, right? 2-to-1 trades all day. I'll take 2-to-1 all day. All right, if you can be right 40% of the time, right? That's 4 out of 10 trades. That means you're losing 6 out of 10. Doesn't feel great, but if you're getting 2-to-1, you will be profitable. It's just the way the math works. ES is eating the bag. That's probably why the freaking gold is rallying. All right, but here's crude. Gets 2-to-1, risking 31 ticks, pays out 62 ticks to 2-to-1, and then it kind of flopped around for the rest of the day. So not much really happening here in crude oil. And I think they had the release today too, right? With the inventories. So there's crude. Just sold off and then balanced at the end of the day. Let's look at the ES. Did something come out? Probably something came out, right? Something probably happened. What happened in ES? I mean, as soon as I shorted gold, right, it went straight up against us. So that's my timing, right? What's going on with this ES though? Any news come out? Anybody got news? Financial juice? Anything? Japan. What happened in Japan? Oh, these markets are crazy. Oh, Japan open market 9 a.m. What's this? U.S. issues new warning to international students. Stay in school or visa will be revoked. Oh, nice. You know, I actually spoke to a client of mine. She lives in Italy. And she was telling me stuff how, you know, people are not traveling from Europe here because they're scared about losing their passports. Like they're like taking people's IDs and I don't know what's going on, but it sounded a little bit crazy to me. You don't hear about this stuff on this side, right? Anybody in here from Europe, Italy, or anywhere? Oh, Fed Logan is speaking now at this time? You kidding me? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Why don't they go to sleep? Figures I get a position when the Fed guy is speaking, one of the Feds. You gotta love it. You know, I'm only taking this trade at night for you guys, right? So I'm doing this in an XFA. That wasn't smart. But we're at the trend line, right? So if we can't sell off here, we're gonna break upside, right? So, you know, let's it's not looking good. It's a Discord plugin. Oh, okay. You got a plugin on your Discord. Okay. Anybody have financial juice here? I don't have it. I had a subscription, but I don't really watch the news too much. I probably should start looking at it because this is gonna hurt.
Order filled.
There we go. We're out, right? So, you know, was there potential? Yes. Did we take a stop? Yes. Now we just look for the next trade. No big deal. But now we just broke this structure, right? So if this market can do something like this, maybe we'll reverse, right? But we want it to stay above this line now if it's going to be a reversal play. Okay, so we got to limit our risk. If it starts to get below here and we're long, right, we got to get out. We got to cover down here. All right. So, all right. So that's it for that trade. So let's go to, we did crude, right? Let's go back to crude. Can't believe this Fed speaker's on at 9:15 at night, Eastern time.
Order
All right.
filled.
Crude oil. Crude is so rude. Let's go back to crude. All right. So we'll finish up on crude here. And we'll call it a night. All righty. So open range we said was the high of the session. Okay, pays out 2 to 1. Now let's look at the initial balance here in crude oil, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so here is our initial balance. Right up to there, right? So let's put a line here for it. Okay. So there's our initial balance in crude. So crude had a very, very similar situation here. All right, it breaks initial balance. It extends the range. Pretty clean break. 95s down to 55s. 40 tick break, rotated back, right? So if you're a trader getting short and you're looking for 50 to 100 ticks of profit, right? It came right back into your face and you got stopped out, right? Range bound trader is buying it up against the low of the range. They have, you know, long at 96s, 26. You have 30 ticks. If you're looking for 50 ticks, right back to your entry, probably stopped you out, or, you know, maybe not. Depends on how big your stop is, right? And then it rotates up. If you didn't take your profit again, it rotated right back, right? Then you have the people shorting it below the IB here, shorting it again, rotates right back into the range, chop, 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 right? Both
Order
parties
filled.
are stuck up against this initial balance low, right? Look, chop, 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 lower, above,
Order
lower,
filled.
above, lower, chop, 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 right? And that's what we got out of the crude trade today. Just a bunch of choppiness. This was the best trade of the day, right here on this open range. Crude is 2:30 is the pit hour close for Eastern time. You lost a CL today? Yeah.
Order filled.
It just chopped their initial balance from 10:45 through the close, right?
Order
It was
filled.
above it, it came back to it, bounced above, came back to it, went below it, right back to it, right? It was magnetic today. All right, any last markets? So we're going to call a session here. It's about time right now. Is that Fed speaker still on? Let's go back to gold. I want to see what gold is doing. And Let's see what it does. This is an important area right here, okay? If it holds, we're rallying. If not, we're probably going to end up lower again. All right, so this is a very, very important spot. What about IB range? What, for the overnight? I mean, I don't really look at it, but we can. Let's see, we opened at 1800 hours here. Here's the IB high. Yeah, it took out the initial balance low and it went down. So the IB high is still there, 1900 hours. Yeah, I've never really tested the evening. But that would be the IB range if you are looking at the 1 hour from the open, the overnight open. This is called the volume profile fixed range. So it's up here on the indicators. You do volume profile fixed range. Long trend based on the 1 hour. Yeah, let's take a look at it. I just broke structure here. I mean, the market it's honestly, it's a mess. It's in rollover. So the bigger players, the only thing they care about is getting the best roll they can. They're not really worried about pushing direction on this market right now. Hence, you can see what we're looking like, right? Does this look like a nice trend? You know, this looks like an angry market to me.
Order filled.
Yeah. All right, it's the 1 hour chart, right? So we're breaking out on a bull flag right now. Okay. On a short time frame. If you're looking at this frame, we're breaking out to the upside on a bull flag. I was hoping this would roll over this way. All right, but it didn't. Now we're heading that way. So we need to pick a line. Are we gonna stay bullish? You know, do we buy one? You know? But I was hoping that this would roll down this way and break structure and go. Right? There's two sides of a market. Hey, Coach Ray, I see you in the room. So, do you ever look at the initial balance in the Asia session? I've never even taken notice of it. Does it tend to do the same like the US, or is it? What happened here, Sly? What's going on? Let's see. We started making him. He wasn't looking before. Oh, yeah. I've never really looked
Order
at it 'cause I really
rejected.
don't trade Asia session. And obviously, you can see. I mean,
Order
every time I take a
filled.
trade in Asia session, it's not doing too well right now. So I might have to do this in a combine for you guys. I know you want to see a trade, but you know, these are the bad lands. I like to be in the market when the big players are there. But this is IB high technically, right? Right here. So I mean, really, if this was US, I'd fade it right now. You know, we have excess here at the high. We have the open range is the dead ass high so far. I mean, if this was US open, I'd probably take a
Order
short right
filled.
now. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it here. Because who the hell knows? Where is a bull flag breakout? Might be the right thing to do, though. I had never really traded the initial balance in Asia, so this is an experience for all of us right now. We need a correction in the short time frame. Well, that's what I was kind of saying. When we broke above here, I knew the trade was cooked. Do we poke it, come back, and then continue, right? Or are we just going to keep pushing? I mean, you said we had a Fed guy speaking, so who the hell knows what he said? It's very frustrating, to tell you that. But, do we keep going? Do we pull back here? I mean, we could pull all the way back to here and still be bullish, right? If you're looking at this market, could come all the way back here and still be bullish at this point. $6C. Oh, the Canadian dollar. Oh my God. I used to trade the Canadian dollar against oil back in about 15, 20 years ago. When Bush was president, Bush Jr. Yeah, we did a lot of we were getting a lot of oil from Canada. We trading Canadian dollars. Yeah. I'm in from 33.4160. I didn't know you trade the
Order
evening
filled.
session there, coach. 33.4160. Let's take a look. 33. Ah, so you bought this breakout, huh? Nice. Nice trade. Nice trade. Let's see. 33.4160s.
Order filled.
All right. So here's value high. Asia session value high, 33.4110. Right. So if we're going to defend that zone, I like the long there, 33.4160s. If we get acceptance back inside of value, we get below this trend line, I would exit any longs that I'm in. But, right now I like it. There's what's this level here? What's this high? See what that looks like. There might be sellers in this area here, though. This 33.50 mark. What's your target there, coach? Oh, you're out? Nice. Oh, a nice little scalp. Scalp trade. Good trade. Let's see if we can hold. Coming back to the value high, right? Interesting. See what we got cooking here. That's a good thing. Coach Ray took that off, right? 30 ticks is back to entry. Let's see if it'll test the backside of this trend line around value high. See what it does. Oh, yeah. Inside the initial balance here. Yep. Here it is right here. Initial balance. So we have a failed upside auction technically, right? So if we're looking at initial balance area in the Asia market, we are failed upside auction right here at this point. This would be considered failed upside auction. Back inside the range. $1,800, 1,900 hours. Let's see, 1,900. So here's Just put a different color on there so you know what's going on. Okay. So this is interesting, right? We're at value high. You can see we're kind of having a little bit of a struggle, right? Because you're going to have people
Order
defending
filled.
value, not wanting it to get back into value. All right. So they're buying it, but are the sellers going to take control and rotate it through value? It's possible, right? But we do have a short, very, very short time frame structure break. And this area here could be something, right? It's potential for longs, even though we're inside this range. You know, you got to be careful because if it breaks through it, then, you might have a problem. But we do have a failed upside auction right now. Six-speed, fourth generation. What is that? Oh, you're talking about cars. Tron X drives 3 Benz, one each color. Oh, 6-speed diesel. Nice. Blue collar Z28. Yeah, let's see if this level holds here. Now, should I try along? What do you guys think? Should I try it? I mean, it could be a miserable fail, right? Should I try it? No, not the short. I tried along, and see if it holds. But I could be very wrong. Long to the entry you wanted for the short. Yeah. So the entry for the short was right here, right? 33.90s. What was the short? What was the price on that short? Kind of a megaphone here, Broen, too, which I don't know if I like that, but don't know how I feel about that. It's called the volume profile fixed range right here. Volume profile fixed range. What do you think? Should I try along? What do you think? Should I short it? 39 held? Yeah. Should I try along here?
Order filled.
All right. Filled. See if it flushes through this thing or what. It might just flush all the way back down and stop me again. I mean, here's the entry, right, where the longs really should take place. And it already broke
Order
the line.
filled.
Hopefully it'll reject it. We'll see. Let's see if this line holds. If it doesn't hold, then I'm in trouble, right? Right now, it don't look too good. And we have a megaphone, which I really don't like. Me and megaphones don't get along, just so you know. I have this really bad relationship with megaphones. So, just so you know, those are my worst trading days is megaphone patterns. Wow, Coach V's getting chopped up tonight. Getting chopped up for entertainment.
Order filled.
Really, in the trading day, I take like a couple trades a day. That's it. I'm not in and out of the markets like this, so just so you know. Wow, look at this sell-off. The only saving grace we have is right here at this value low to hopefully the buyers come back into this market. But I should probably just jump out because it broke the line. But it's cheap risk. It's risking a couple Subway sandwiches. $33, $36. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Coach. Same thing. It's right there at the value low, right?
Order
so I want it to
filled.
pop. That's the only
Order
saving grace
filled.
we have right now is value low. If buyers are really there and they come in, they'll try to scoop it up. But if it can't build up some longs there, I'm gonna have to bail on this trade. Double down? Nah, I'm not gonna double down. All right, let's see. I would love to see this get bullish and close up here. I really would like to see that. That would be a pretty decent sign to close above that line. What time is it? We got 2 minutes. I would love to see that turn green.
Order filled.
Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Oh wow, we're already past time here. Well, I guess we'll call this a session here. We'll have to see how this works out. All right, to be continued, I guess, right? Cliffhanger for cliffhanger Thursday. So we're gonna have to find out if this worked out or not on Monday. Anybody have any last questions? Blueberry loves live trading. I do too, but I'd rather under better conditions, to be honest with you. So, you know, don't worry, I'll get this night thing together for you guys. We'll work on it. And Coach Ray and I will have to dazzle you with some trades one day. Well, let's hopefully this one works out, right? But never get confident, right? Once you get confident, that's when it's doomsday. All right, everybody. Well, you're very welcome. Wish me luck on this long. All right. Hopefully I can make this money back. You know, I lost one. If I have the same risk pretty much on this trade, right? So if I get my 2 to 1, what does that mean? Now I don't know if I am, right? But the first trade had the same pretty much risk, right? And I'm trying to get 2 to 1. So what happens if I hit my 2 to 1 target on this? What happens? Ooh, that wasn't good. What happens though if I do get it? Anybody? No. If I get 2 to 1 on the trade, okay, Cody. If I get 2 to 1 on this trade, what happens? Right, I'm up 1. Right? And then guess what? If I get stopped out on this one, and then I take a third trade, and then I get 2 to 1 on the third trade, what happens? There you go, break even. Yes. Right? So I might flop on this, but if I get to the third one and I can do it again and I can hit on it, I'm at break even, right? I'm at 0. I'm flat. Right? And that's why you got to try to get at least 2 to 1. Because you could be wrong more than you're right and still be okay, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. We don't know what's going to happen. Anything can freaking happen in these markets, right? But if your reward to risk ratio is right, and if I get stopped on this one, the next one I hit, the next one I hit, then guess what? Then I'm up. I'm up again, right? So, all right. So we'll leave it
Order
there. We'll let
filled.
this play out, see how it goes, and you all have a great trading day tomorrow. Be careful tomorrow. It's Friday, Capital Preservation Friday, and
Order
I
filled.
will see you all on Monday night, God willing. All right. Have a great trading day tomorrow, and take care, everybody.
Order
We'll talk to you then.
filled.
Good night.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Or whatever it is, and someone just bought it the YouTube channel and got it up to like a certain amount of subscribers.
And just bought it.
Yeah, the fire drill.
Yeah, Theresa, my talent fee is 2,000 likes. That's pretty cheap.
That is pretty cheap.
2,000 likes and I'll do something for someone?
Honestly, the frozen pizza isn't that bad. If you heard what my Discord like wants me to do, you'd be like, bro. You'd be like, what?
What does your Discord want you to know? Actually,
I don't even want to say it on air.
I could only
I
imagine.
I don't even want to make it a meme on Top Step. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay. Danielle wants you to.
Dakota, if you check the Discord,
I see.
someone just posted it in the premium chat.
Let's go for it. Danielle, you don't want it. Trust me. It's the Discord. It's the internet. You're out of this trade?
Yeah, I got stopped, and now it looks like it's gonna run.
Damn it. You said it looks like it's going to break out, and then it doesn't.
Alright, lock out on trade evade. I don't think you can lock out on trade evade, but you can set daily loss limits and daily profit targets on it. You can set to auto liquidate, but you can't lock out the risk settings. So like you can go in and modify them.
We have 12 minutes left of class, and not much is
Class.
really going on.
Is this a class, Dakota? Or are we teaching class?
Well, yeah, it costs you a bit of money teaching class.
I know. No, I'm flat on the day.
I know. So you have, yeah, it's an expensive.
That's all good.
class.
I had a great week, so I have no complaints.
Can't
you know.
complain. Yeah, my week's been up and down. Monday I made $70 minus $1, and Tuesday I lost 3,000. Wednesday, which was today's prior. Damn it, I don't even know it. No. I didn't even trade Monday. It was a short week. So Tuesday I made 69. Wednesday I lost 3,000. Today I made just over 4,000, 4,300, and today I'm up 15. So net positive, like maybe about positive 3,000 for this week, if I have a decent New York session. Yeah, nice low markets. I guess I could just show everyone my trade, right?
I kind of like this. I still kind of like this short, but I don't
Me
want to
too,
take
Jay,
it.
or not Jay, Baron. I get used to.
I just don't want to take it after getting stopped out. I mean, the first one worked. Usually, I give it an idea 2 attempts, so that
Fair enough.
technically would have been attempt number 2 because the
Yeah,
first
this
one was.
is. Well, I'm debating where to put my stop loss. But we are still in a downtrend since basically opened up tonight, where we continue to make lower highs that I drew out here on the 5-minute chart. So nothing's changed in this trade other than we did have that run of liquidity down there. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
the ultimate
still.
question.
Someone was asking if it's respecting on the 5-minute. When I'm looking at
Order filled.
I'm looking at the 15 for trends. So this is still respecting the 15-minute trend. But yeah. Jay Barron.
Jay,
It's bad. It's bad. I have 2 mentorship students, and one of them's Dutch and one of them's German, and they have like the exact same profile picture, and they have the exact same name. And but one of them has their Discord name as something, and one of them has their Discord name as just like their name, but their actual like name is they're both called Nick. But one of them's called like, their Discord name's Panny, and the other one's just Nick. So I call Nick Panny sometimes.
Order filled.
You keep messing me up, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. My mom does that too. She calls me. She'll call me my brother's name sometimes.
I sometimes, yeah, like grandparents will always confuse names. I don't know. You get into like a habit, right? I have Jay on Mondays and Wednesdays, and so I'm just used to when I'm talking to someone on slow markets, back and forth. It's like, hey, Jay, or I on with him on fast markets. Sometimes you forget. Hey, you.
Someone says Bear needs a top step team. What's the Discord? They've been posting it. One of the mods has been posting it in the chat.
Slow.
Order filled.
Did you say you short? No, no, you're not. You're flat, right?
Yeah, flat. And maybe try again, but that'd be breaking a rule, and I don't want to break a rule after.
Order filled.
So
Fair. Fair enough.
I think Dakota's still in a short. You're still in short. Yeah, Dakota.
Yeah. I'm still in. Oh, we're showing my. Yeah, I'm just debating. I don't know where to put my stop, to be honest. I've debated to put it above this pivot
I
right
would-
here at 56, and then I've
Yeah, I
debated
like-
just to.
56 with like on the 15-minute. That's where I would put it.
Yeah, 56, 58. And then I'm just like, God, I just tighten it up all the way up to like 44.
Order filled.
I would just leave it because you already took profit on
Yeah,
how many profit
exactly.
did you get profit on?
$1,600, $1,500. But yeah, it's like I seen you have a tight stop, and I seen what happened to you.
Yeah, I got ran over. And then today I called out the stop and it was perfect.
Yeah, you did.
So I'd leave it. In the 50 area.
Ooh, and yeah, the VIP will be in June, everybody. Top Step VIP will be in June.
Do you guys run those each month, or how often do you guys run those?
They do seasons. It's not month after month. So a season is multiple months with the different teams and the different VIP members. Each team has 50 members, and so it's a big group. And then after that season's over, then we'll kind of like basically reset, do the forms, get everything set up again, and then we'll do the drawing and do the next season.
Yeah,
It's
because
nice.
I run.
It's fun.
I run-
It's been very fun for my end too.
I run groups of 50 as well, but I do it month to month. I'm actually gonna do a little competition after I've run 4 groups of mentorship students. I'm gonna do like a little team bracket where it's like 4 people from each group, and they all go against each other.
That would be fun. That'd be really fun. Yeah, we're not getting any continuation to the downside, chat. The more I watch this, the more I don't want to be in it, to be honest. And so
Yeah, we're also right at the end of slow markets. So.
yeah, we are.
It looks like because we're sitting right at the VWAP, we might start to sustain above it, and we did tap into that support twice and bounced out both times.
Ethan, do any of the coaches have bets against each other to see who can have more number of successful live account members? Not yet, but that's a good idea. We've talked a little bit about it. Maybe we have.
I get in on that bet.
Yeah, I'll have a wager with Jay and some of the other coaches. These are the slowest of markets.
Second week on the XFN. I'm applying for my second cap tomorrow.
Wow.
Good work, Hop. Good work.
Wow. Nice. Anne Marie's going to be a coach this season. Some of the coaches are amazing. I've learned a lot from the coaches too. Helps me, that's for sure. Just chilling here in the 40s. 39, 40, 41, 43. I'm going to be on tomorrow too, so I think I could just close this baby out and then go into tomorrow with some more buffer like today and finish this week off with a good week. It is Friday's price action. It's a short week.
Yeah, I just take it.
I think I might just do that. Let's see how we act right here, and then my finger's on the close button. This is a decision zone kind of with this trend line. So what kind of decision? I don't know. Well, I'm going to be a good loser on this last contract, and I'm going to take a $15 loss. So, there we go. Flat, $1,500. When it's all said and done, we almost had a home run.
Nice little slow markets tonight, Dakota. Same trade again. Same trade again.
Yeah, it was. It was another good Thursday slow markets. We almost had a heck of a trade with that sell-off. It got me excited there for a minute. I come back and we're up 65 points.
Yeah.
In like 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, something's going on. Trump out here, or Federal Reserve, who knows? Who knows? And then we just recovered it all. Any last thing you want to say? We're gonna wrap it up here.
No, just close the week strong. If you go in tilt, just try to stay level-headed. Because one tilt day can send you into a tilt spiral, where you just go on tilt for a week or a month or whatever it is. But if you're able to correct it same day, it's usually the best way to do it. Best way to approach it.
You did a great display of it, and even mentioned it in my trading. Nasdaq's popping off, so I think this is a good way to end it. Baron, thanks again. I will see you on air or in
Chicago.
the internet, on the internet somewhere,
or Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, in that.
I always keep an eye out for for your messages in the chat. They're always funny.
I popped in there a couple times and made some funny comments, but
yeah,
that's a wild bunch.
I get a laugh out of it.
Yeah. All right. Take care, everybody, and see you later.
All right. See ya.
Dakota rises with the morning blaze. Charts are dancing in a golden haze. Eyes like arrows aiming at the prize. The market trembles when he strategizes. Coach Dakota flipping trades like a star, turning pennies into dreams that go far. He don't guess, no, he's sharp and he's wise. Every move's a lesson in disguise. Screen lights flicker, there is morning muse. Candlesticks tell stories he'll never lose. Patience sharper than a blade of steel. Dakota moves quick, but his calm is real. Numbers racing, he's got them on a chain. Through the chaos, he's the eye of the hurricane. Signals whisper secrets in his ear. He trades the waves, no room for fear. Coach Dakota flipping trades like a star, turning pennies
Order filled. Order filled.